Hello, my name is Wienke Giezeman, CEO and co-founder of the Things Industries, and I want to welcome you at yet another edition of the Things Conference. And this time it's going to be all about logistics. We're going to have a day packed full all kinds of examples, all kinds of stories and use cases where LoRaWAN is used in all kinds of different logistical use cases. So first of all, I want to welcome all the partners that are involved in this conference, and they will be sharing all kinds of different stories, and they will also bringing in all these great speakers from Semtech to Telespor with some great use cases, and Paycom as well, and also we'll see Sodoc. Which is making some pretty cool tracking applications as well. So if you look at the LoRaWAN ecosystem, which I am now assuming all very familiar with, you see that in our device repository, the list with hundreds of devices that work on the Think stack, there are also a lot of different trackers. And you have a lot of different trackers to choose from. Just basic trackers that only use GPS, but also more sophisticated trackers that also can do Wi-Fi sniffing, or even that can do location positioning based on where cellular poles are positioned. So the diversity of the LoRaWAN ecosystem can also be seen in many different choices in trackers, and I've just put up 10 of them here. So let me run you through a bit of use cases where LoRaWAN meets logistics. So for instance, Tedelos, what they do is they do all kinds of use cases in warehousing through weight sensing. Through weight sensing, they can determine the inventory, and based on that, they can deliver the data into to ERP systems to optimize their planning. What we also see a lot happening is indoor tracking of assets. So you'll have large facilities or large organizations that have many facilities, and where their assets can be across different places in the internal supply chain, positioning and feeding that position over LoRaWAN network can be very useful. What we also see where tracking and positioning is used is in monitoring of livestock. So we have many customers that use that application, but one of them is as well Telespor, and Telespor does something very special by combining different radio technologies, and they will be speaking more about it later today. One of our customers, Halter, has a connected cattle use case, and build a product around monitoring and getting all kinds of metadata and all kinds of information from your herd of cattle. What you will see is examples on what we do, for instance, with Williamson Shipping, where we put sensors on ships, where even when goods are on the ships, they can be tracked, but also all kinds of interesting condition monitoring and predictive maintenance use cases that they are using together with their partners. Another use case is a use case where track and trace is applied in temporary building sites. In this case, it's North Sea that needs to build construction sites to build all kinds of large constructions and installations. And when the materials go through the supply chain, they need to be checked, and also all kinds of interesting condition monitoring use cases can be applied on these large construction sites. So why is LoRaWAN so interesting for logistics and in specific for tracking and tracing? And the one answer that we always give to customers that are curious about tracking using LoRaWAN and the Think stack is that with LoRaWAN, you have 100% control over where the network is. So when you have an internal supply chain, it's very easy to set up all kinds of LoRaWAN gateways inside of the internal supply chain, making sure that there's always coverage for your tracking of your assets. And also when it breaks down, it's really easy to recover. You're not dependent on a service provider to do it for you. You can really easily monitor, but also fix these networks and make sure that the data keeps streaming. So what kind of challenges do our customers face when they want to do tracking and want to move into LoRaWAN and logistics? So first of all, what I just said is coverage. With LoRaWAN, it's very easy to build the networks yourself. You can easily extend it. And also what you can do is you can easily, across different parties in the supply chain that have different points of presence in the supply chain, connect different networks, but make sure that the data is secured end to end and that the data is protected, but the networks are shared. The other one is determining the location. So determining the location, what you do on your iPhone is actually a very sophisticated process. There is all kinds of different radio technologies combining such a fast fix. If you just have a GPS module, that can take very long. So luckily, what you see is, for instance, Semtech, they delivered the LR1110, which has such a wide range of radio capabilities, including sniffing Wi-Fi, GPS positioning, but also positioning based on LoRa base stations. And by, in a smart way, combining these data points and combining that specifically for your use case, selecting the right solution, and that is power efficient for your solution, and that's what you can do with LoRaWAN, and in specific, of course, the LR1110 from Semtech. Then the next step is that the data is only of use when you can optimize your business processes. If it just ends up in some kind of dashboard or maybe a dot on a map, that's not really where IoT delivers value. When it delivers value, when it can reroute planning, when it directly can ask the ERP systems to optimize the planning with some smart functions. So we have built an extensive array of all kinds of different integration to your platform of choice. Maybe it's your low-code, no-code platform that you're using through your existing ERP provider, or maybe you build all your infrastructure on top of your Azure or AWS infrastructure. We've got all these tools for you to integrate. Another concern that you see is security and data privacy, and making sure that the critical data is encrypted end to end, and that only the owner of the asset and can access the data, and that data is encrypted and securely routed to the application of the owner of that data. So the beauty of the LoRaWAN technology is that you have this different levels of encryption. So you have the network encryption and you have the application encryption that allows you to build multiple networks, pair them together across the supply chain, even with multiple parties, where you connect these LoRaWAN network service, but make sure that the individual routes of the application data is only seen by the parties that are actually can do that. So you can build open networks, but you can build zero trust applications, fully secure. The last challenge we see is that almost never where we see in IoT is that a big bang deployment is successful. You start off with a few trackers, you start off with a POC, and then you're going to extend the network. And then you're gradually going to make sure that you cover your entire supply chain and your operations with these LoRaWAN networks, but you can also easily heal them, fix them, and monitor them. But it's not in a big bang way. But that's good because you have all kinds of escalation tools and all kinds of escalation paths where you can extend the network and fix the network, and it's in control, and you are in control. There's no external network operator that you have to ask to do this. So that's how we solve this fifth challenge. So I'm going to keep it short. I don't want to hold you up too much because there's a lot of interesting content, and what you will see here. So we see PyCom will have some interesting discussions on combining different radio frequency technologies. Semtech will tell all around LR1110 and how they solve logistics. We will have Ben from our team to compare 5 trackers. It's very valuable insight, and yeah, he will make a very interesting unboxing and comparison video around that. we will have Sodak. We work already for very long with them. They have tracking for cattle, and they're working on a lot of different tracking applications as well. That's very interesting. And of course, our very long-term partner, Tactelic, is going to tell you all about their hardware that they have created. And at the end of the day, of course, there's even too much to mention. But we have Telesport, which I just also mentioned, where they have a very interesting tracker where they track wildlife in very distant places in Norway. So enjoy the day. One more thing. The Things Conference Real Life is coming back. We are super excited about it, and we really, really want you to be there as well. It's going to be the 27th and the 28th of January. It's going to be in Amsterdam, 2 days, everything you were used to, and it's going to be all around experiencing LoRaWAN. We will have many, many devices. There are many, many partners that can build integration. We're going to help you during that conference get hands-on with LoRaWAN, and you will leave the conference with a complete digital transformation with IoT plan. We'll share more about that later, but this is going to be exciting. This is going to be the most exciting conference we will ever had, and it's going to be about digital transformation, IoT, getting hands-on with these devices, and make sure that you walk away with a good plan to build a great business case with the Internet of Things. So thank you very much for this attention. I hope you're going to enjoy the conference, and I will be around. So if you would like to chat, feel free to reach out to me on the platform, or anybody from the Things conference team and the Things industry. So enjoy the conference, and have a great day.